With its storied history and over 70 years of driving innovation and leading the U.S. military into the future, Redstone Arsenal was recently selected to serve as a pilot location for the Army's Installation of the Future model. Similar to smart city initiatives in the private sector, the Installation of the Future is a concept that will capitalize on an advanced connectivity platform to deliver widespread broadband access, automation, resource efficiencies, and other technical capabilities to improve operations and the quality of life for those who work and live at Redstone. The development and adoption of technology is accelerating across the globe. The integration of devices in our day-to-day lives brings many benefits and conveniences. However, these advances and new intercommunication of systems also give rise to new threats that must be countered in our planning. Our military installations are no longer sanctuaries, but are now under threat by domestic and foreign actors. Recent headlines have highlighted events involving weaponized drones able to penetrate traditional lines of defense, cyber attacks on our power grid, data breaches, and enemies using social media campaigns to misinform and distract military personnel and their families. The same advances that enable these new threats also provide our military forces with augmented defense measures and the ability to support our missions with greater resource efficiency, automation, and intelligent devices capable of responding to events and conditions, as well as customized training interfaces to better prepare our soldiers and non-combat personnel. All of this is made possible and enhanced by a dense network of connected interoperating devices and technologies. This world of connectivity is becoming the new standard and will be the expectation of future Army recruits. To stay relevant and attractive to future servicemen and women, the Army must also bring its installations into the 21st century. The U.S. Army has published a visionary framework for the Smart and Resilient Installation of the Future, or SaRI, which consists of 17 focus areas organized under 6 domains. We have used this framework to structure our assessment, planning, and design efforts at Redstone. The resource domain is a priority due to the mission-critical nature of our electricity, gas, and water supply. This domain also produces significant cost savings that help offset capital cost of smart installation development. Work within the energy focus area prioritizes improving the security, robustness, and resiliency of critical power and gas infrastructure, coupled with improvements to the efficiency with which we consume electricity on the installation.
How are we doing on energy usage?
All acceptable, Colonel. Barracks energy is starting to creep up, and I've already recalibrated controls to adjust energy usage during the duty day when the troops are in training. Due to the extreme heat, we are anticipating a higher than average cooling load.
SaRI, alter thermostat setbacks for unoccupied buildings based on field training and adjust temps when troops return.
Yes, Captain.
What's our current energy usage considering expected temperature?
We have been generating in excess of loads for the past 3 days. Batteries are full. We can use this surplus to cover anticipated peak loads and avoid extra demand charges.
Similar to energy, work within the water focus area is aimed at ensuring the secure and reliable supply of potable and non-potable water and reducing our water loss and consumption levels through leak detection systems and responsible use initiatives. The Communities domain brings together 2 of the most central components of the SaRI model, smart lighting and connectivity. Smart lighting is not only a key feature of an installation's energy reduction strategy, but sensor-enabled indoor and outdoor lights, including street lights, serve as a distributed network of devices that provide valuable data points about the installation's behavior. This contributes to improving security, traffic management, facility management, and other integrated functions. Connectivity is truly at the core of a smart installation. The next generation of wireless connectivity, referred to as 5G, will provide much greater broadband access, data speed, capacity, and quality to support a world of Internet of Things devices in addition to the computers and handheld devices that we use today. Most importantly, 5G brings significant security enhancements that will allow us to better mitigate threats and protect our networks. The smart installation will leverage existing and new infrastructural assets such as buildings and structures, traffic grid, airfields, waterways, and logistical hubs to deliver new capabilities and services. Improvements to Redstone's buildings and the installation of building management and automation systems will help reduce energy and other utility consumption, leading to cost savings. Additionally, these building management systems will become valuable aggregation points for capturing and analyzing data about building condition, utilization, and performance to optimize our management, security, and use of facilities. From congestion at installation entry points to time wasted finding parking on post, traffic is a common frustration for all of us. Through the deployment of intelligent traffic signals that learn and adjust to traffic patterns, roadside cameras equipped with video analytics, automated installation entry points, autonomous vehicles, and parking monitoring applications, traffic management on the smart installation can go a long way to reduce our time and frustration in transit.
What's my schedule look like?
You have an 0800 threat brief with DPTMS, an 0900 budget discussion on obligation variance with your resource manager, a 1000 walkthrough with the new obstacle course, and a 1200 working lunch with your deputy.
Good.
The Force Projection Focus Area will leverage many technologies with industrial applications to streamline the operations and management of the installation's airfields, railheads, waterways, and other transportation and logistic corridors to enhance our ability to move personnel and materials effectively and efficiently. With connected sensors embedded in tools and equipment and the application of AI-enabled analytics, the smart installation will have the ability to monitor and manage asset condition, utilization, and performance, detecting maintenance needs before costly failures occur.
You have an incoming call from your Director of Public Works.
Okay, SaRI, connect us.
Good morning. I wanted to give you a good news item.
Great, Bob. What is it?
Well, ma'am, SaRI discovered a low flow in an HVAC unit, indicating a fault with a one-way check valve. A maintenance bot isolated the fault, printed a replacement part, and droned it out to the building, where it linked up with a mechanic who installed it with no downtime.
So, what did that save us, SaRI?
Identifying the failure before it happened saved the loss of a $102,362.23 piece of equipment and up to 2 weeks downtime.
Great news, Bob.
Redstone rests on nearly 40,000 acres of land on which it manages roughly 2,000 buildings and operates test ranges, airfields, and various other facilities. As the steward of this land, Redstone has a responsibility to manage its use responsibly, maximizing its utilization and value in supporting Redstone's missions, while at the same time minimizing harm to the surrounding habitats. By using remote sensors, cameras, and other automated devices, Redstone can non-invasively monitor, understand, and protect resident wildlife, including the 5 endangered species that make Redstone their home: the gray bat, Indian bat, American alligator, Alabama cave shrimp, and Price's potato bean. The lands and ranges on which our military installations reside must be managed effectively to sustain their usefulness, to avoid disruption of operations, and ensure the safety of personnel. Land and range management is an area that is often under-resourced, but with the use of unmanned aerial drones, GPS, GIS, and remote sensors, Redstone can greatly augment the bandwidth of its current resources and improve the efficiency of many of its environmental management activities.
Morning, Captain. Do you have anything to report?
Good morning, Colonel. Alpha Unit was scheduled to train on Range 2 Whiskey today. We rescheduled them to Range 4 Yankee due to risk of grass fires with dry conditions and high winds.
SaRI, what action have you taken?
I have already notified the brigade and battalion commanders, the sergeants major, and each of the company commanders and first sergeants.
The heat index category code is scheduled to reach level 4 by 1200 today.
Sounds like it's going to be a hot one.
SaRI, dispatch drone fire watch detail to provide eyes in the sky when the index level reaches 3.
Affirmative, Captain.
The Soldiers Domain focuses on opportunities to integrate technology in the management of our soldiers' health, training, and development in the garrison and in combat. With such a small soldier population at Redstone, no initiatives from this domain are currently included in the roadmap.
In regards to lunch, would you prefer the garden salad or the steamed vegetables?
I would prefer a cheeseburger and fries.
Reminder, you have a formal dinner at the Governor's Mansion this evening. Your biometrics reader and daily caloric expenditure predictor is indicating you will want to consider the salad in anticipation of that dinner.
Fine, SaRI. Salad it is.
First responders and security personnel provide some of the most critical services to any community, including a military installation. The smart installation can help augment the efforts of these personnel and resources through automation, intelligent and dynamic systems, and expedite access and information to the necessary authorities. Through these enhancements, installations will be better equipped to protect, detect, respond, and recover from adverse events. In April 2011, northern Alabama experienced an outbreak of tornadoes that left the region and Redstone Arsenal without power for several days. This incident highlighted the vulnerability of a community to the power of natural and man-made disasters. The installation of the future will strengthen protections for critical infrastructure, provide sufficient resource reserves and redundancies, and use technologies such as smart traffic lights and unmanned aerial vehicles to expedite emergency responses. In the case of an emergency, the ability to respond quickly is a critical factor in determining the outcome for those involved. On a smart installation, a distributed network of connected devices such as gunshot detection systems, remote health monitors, and smart traffic cameras are able to detect incidents and immediately notify first responders. These devices will also transmit critical information about the incident to help emergency personnel respond appropriately, and intelligent traffic signals will greenlight routes for emergency vehicles responding to the incident.
Response measures been configured and programmed, Captain.
Yes, Colonel. All overhead angles are active and the emergency services and fire departments are monitoring the network for any incidents.
Good.
The nature of security threats and mitigating strategies is changing with the integration of technology in virtually every corner of our lives. The security focus area includes physical and cyber protections that leverage integrated building management systems, biometrics, and other distributed device networks for physical security event detection. Artificial intelligence and automation, as well as 5G network security enhancements, will help to tighten controls on both cyber and physical assets.
I'm detecting a spike in the Cyber Command Center. Checking now.
Anything to be concerned about?
Negative. Not according to the cyber analytics. It appears to be a relatively low-level denial of service attack coming out of Central Asia, keeping the servers busy. External sensors across our regional network are not detecting any unusual activity.
Following interviews with Team Redstone organizations and a current state assessment of installation infrastructure and capabilities, we have developed a roadmap of initiatives to serve as a starting point for guiding Redstone's transformation into a smart and resilient installation. The Redstone Installation of the Future Roadmap to 2040 report provides a narrative and description of the 21 work streams staggered across 3 implementation waves. More granular detail is provided in a 200-line item action plan that includes specific steps and estimated timing for initiatives and technologies. We have divided the roadmap work streams into 3 prioritized waves. The first wave is split into 2 parts, Wave 1A and Wave 1B. These substreams are designed to run in parallel and will focus on developing foundational connectivity and strengthening Redstone's resource infrastructure, respectively. In addition to the 3 time-staggered waves, the roadmap work streams have been organized into 3 categories to distinguish their nature of work. Smart installation initiatives are designed to introduce new technologies that directly enhance the capabilities of the installation. Data management work streams focus on establishing critical functions and capabilities needed to securely manage the smart installation data ecosystem. Program integration is the collection of front-end work to engage stakeholders, convene governing bodies, and coordinate early planning and design efforts to help establish a strong backbone and generate early momentum for the smart installation programs. While the roadmap provides a thorough and thoughtful slate of improvement initiatives, building a smart installation is not a one-time event, but rather a continuous evolution of its infrastructure, technologies, systems, and capabilities. As such, adopting a repeatable process of assessing, planning, implementing, sustaining, and scaling these enhancements should be part of Redstone's strategy. Let's take a deeper look at the proposed Wave 1 work streams, where we will develop advanced connectivity and a robust resource and facility infrastructure on the installation. The development of advanced connectivity via 5G technology is imperative to build the smart installation as a platform for the Internet of Things devices to communicate and interoperate. This begins by working with Team Redstone organizations to build service and use profiles while continuing to partner with the Redstone Network Enterprise Center to address regulatory and policy matters and start drafting designs for the next generation network. While greater connectivity brings tremendous advantages and opportunities, it also brings an increase in potential security vulnerabilities and new methods of attack. Security will not be an afterthought, but rather built into our system designs from the beginning, starting with the security enhancements offered by the 5G network. Building upgrades and retrofits provide some of the greatest financial returns from energy savings. On a smart installation, building management and automation systems, along with their distributed network of sensors, will serve as critical data aggregation points, feeding analyses about facility use patterns and performance, and augmenting related systems such as building security or even the scheduling of conference rooms. One of the first orders of business for the program integration team is to establish interorganizational governance and working teams to hone Redstone's smart installation vision and plans and begin implementation. Developing a smart installation can never be a top-down effort. Instead, it involves engagement of a wide range of stakeholder groups to design a community that works for everyone. Engagement efforts have been in place from day one of developing this roadmap and will continue in our next steps as we seek the input and commitment of all Team Redstone organizations and explore new ways to foster collaboration. The program integration team will continue to work closely with the Army's Network Enterprise Center and other Redstone organizations to identify existing policies and regulations that need to be well understood and potentially updated to facilitate Redstone's progress toward being a smart installation. This work is critical to garnering support from senior leadership and ensuring the viability of the Redstone model replicated elsewhere, and is arguably some of the most important work included in the program integration category of work. Wave 1B focuses on improving the security, resilience, and performance of the Redstone buildings and resource infrastructure. Through the deployment of advanced metering and dynamic switching, we will enhance our resource accounting capabilities and distribution network's ability to withstand natural and man-made adverse events. A collective study will also be conducted to identify mission-critical activities and the requisite resource loads across Redstone organizations so that we can then ensure sufficient reserves in the case of any disruptions to service. Given the age and size of some of Redstone's buildings, retrofits and other utility efficiency efforts will be cost-intensive but will also create the greatest future cost savings. These will quickly pay back investments and continue to deliver savings for many years to come. Data management is another vital function for a smart installation and warrants its own distinct category of work. Well-defined roles, decision authorities, policies, and practices must be established that define how Redstone will manage the collection and analysis, protection and privacy, and sharing and use of installation data. To ensure the relevance and effectiveness of our data controls, we will work with the Redstone Network Enterprise Center to perform a baseline assessment of the information networks on Redstone to identify vulnerabilities and necessary updates and define ongoing processes to ensure that the controls are maintained and updated on a regular basis. The total cost for Wave 1 work streams is estimated at roughly $144 million, with a nearly equivalent cost savings of $140 million over just a 7-year period. Nearly 60% of the total Wave 1 cost is from the Improve Resource Efficiency workstream in Wave 1B. But this same workstream contributes over 80% of the projected returns through utility savings. Another Wave 1B workstream, called Upgrade Building Performance, is estimated to return nearly 2 times its investment through utility cost savings, again over a 7-year period. While Wave 1B delivers the entire $140 million in cost savings, this work would not be possible without the advancements delivered in Wave 1A. The Wave 2 work streams will kick off after Wave 1 is well on its way, with some overlap by design. Wave 2 will build upon early Wave 1 gains by expanding technology integration, centralizing and streamlining operations, and promoting innovation within stakeholder groups at Redstone. These work streams include optimized traffic flow, which will introduce automated installation entry points, adaptive traffic lights, preparations for autonomous vehicles, and smart parking management. The next 2 work streams will improve safety, security, and emergency services by streamlining emergency 911 call routing, facilitating alignment of multiple emergency service organizations on Redstone, and leveraging deployed devices and sensors to automate monitoring, detection, and response capabilities. In the data management and program integration work categories, Wave 2 will bring development of analytics and performance monitoring dashboards, the centralization of data management operations in a shared control center, and the introduction of engagement programs aimed at cultivating public innovation at Redstone. Wave 3 work streams, which could start in the early to mid-2020s, we'll further reinforce the processes, practices, and controls established in the previous two waves. Wave 3 will also see the acceleration of innovation and adoption of new advanced technologies, ideally in collaboration with other newly established smart installations. Some Wave 3 workstreams focus on augmenting environmental management resources and capabilities with remote sensors, GPS and GIS, and unmanned aerial drones, streamlining operations and work processes through the use of advanced industrial applications such as preventative maintenance networks and robotic automation, and the advancement of healthcare delivery through telemedicine and virtual clinic visits, remote diagnostic tests, and even remote robotic procedures. Wave 3 will also bring about technology-enhanced education and training through virtual and augmented reality simulations, remote mentoring, and customized curriculum accessible from our personal electronic devices. Wave 3 will also see the managed transition of program integration functions from temporary project resources to incumbent Redstone organizations. The road to becoming a smart and resilient installation will not be an easy one. Many of the structures and controls that are vital to the success and security of our missions will pose challenges to creating a more open, integrated, and collaborative environment. Whether it is data, ideas, people, funds, or other resources, sharing across command, budget, and organizational structures is not always easy, but by identifying and anticipating these obstacles up front, we hope to work together in finding constructive solutions. As we continue to explore smart installation opportunities and refine our plans, we will need to work diligently together to ensure our success. With many moving parts and many variables at play, there are a few pillars that we believe are key to Redstone's success as a smart installation. We must establish advanced connectivity to facilitate the integration and interoperation of distributed systems and devices. We must manage our data and mature analytical capabilities to extract full value from the collective information that we gather. We must continue to engage and collaborate with all stakeholder groups and foster a community spirit in developing the Redstone Smart Installation. Our ability to identify and address regulatory and policy conflicts will be a key determinant in delivering new value without compromising security. And our willingness to generate new ideas and accept new innovations when those ideas come to fruition will determine the speed with which Redstone transforms into a smart installation. The immediate next steps to lay the groundwork for Redstone's transformation include defining the path forward to 5G connectivity, establishing program governance and working teams to guide and support continued efforts, and securing decisions on key ownership and funding questions that must be resolved to clear the way for our smart future at Redstone.